Okay, so the next part here, I have this custom saxophone neck holder for fitting corks. You'll find that your bench peg, this is like impossible to hold. So I would prefer that you guys get a drumstick, stick that on. Don't ram it on, but just stick it on so it's tight enough. And then there's that vise back there that swivels, because you don't want to do this to the side on your own vise. You want to do this so you're standing over top of it like this. So please don't use your own vise, or you could go in the dent room and use a vise with a drumstick in the dent room. Just clean up when you're done. So I have some glue here that I want to get rid of. So I'm going to use that cotton string just like we did on clarinet tenon cork. There, nice and shiny, looks good. That takes care of the glue. Please get rid of the glue. No one wants to see that. It's kind of like... And by the way, this I got at the dollar store. It's just cheap cotton string. So if you get this all gummied up with wax, no big deal. Okay, so my mouthpiece does not go on at all. So I'm going to need to sand. Got a 12-inch piece of sandpaper. Okay, now sand it from the bottom. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees. Sand the side. Sand the top. And then turn another 90 degrees inside and do the other side. Now, get all this extra dust off. Try not to breathe it in. It tends to give me a headache. I didn't chip it, yay. Okay, so I can get it on 1/4 of an inch. So I get to sand some more. And if I sand too far and this goes all the way on, I get to start all over. So it's better to not take off enough and sneak up on it than take off too much because you were going too far with it. One of those things I actually would wear a mask for because the dust just gets everywhere. Also, you guys should put blue tape here to make sure that if you get too high with this, you don't scratch the lacquer. I tend to forget to do that because I'm very good with controlling my sandpaper. But you guys should probably, the first couple neck corks, just put a piece of blue tape there just to protect the lacquer so you don't add any extra scratches. I know your bench saxophones probably look like somebody went to town with sandpaper all over them. So, okay, let's check. So we're almost halfway. I gotta sand it a little bit more. I think we're there. I hope we're there. Now wearing all the cork dust. Okay. It is a little tight. I might sand just a teeny bit more, or I could leave it. And there's still a whole bunch of dust in there. You want to get the dust out before you start testing, because the dust can actually add more thickness to everything. So, go just a hair more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And sometimes you'll notice this gets all, so just tapping that might help because it gets loaded up with cork dust. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, that's about halfway. I got a little more than halfway, so I think we're good. It's still a little tight. Also, as you're sanding, you want to make sure that this stays round. You don't want to sand so hard on one side that this becomes like square shaped as you're doing it. I know a guy that will sit here with calipers and uses calipers all the way around to make sure that he's even all the way, but you want to make sure that this is pretty even all the way and it's not get square shaped. So now that we're done with that, we can wax seal it and call it a day. Oh, one thing, hold on one second. Okay. There we go. With that wax cloth, and then feel it. It shouldn't feel like a candle. And I have all this extra wax here, which you can scrape off, because you definitely don't want to give the saxophone player back. And make sure there's no grease or wax inside. So I will check that when I check yours, but definitely no grease or no wax inside, and then you're going to want to chip all that off. That's the advantage of having long nails, but just use something that's not going to scratch it. Come on, buddy. Okay, and again, that feels pretty good. I like to take like a clean part of the rag and really you don't want this to feel like a candle. That wax has coated the inside, or it's coated the cork and it's penetrated, and it will help the longevity and keep the cork lasting really long. And then you can put that on. Cork grease would help. And then of course add your octave key, clean that out, put that back together, and you're good to go. So that's how you do a neck cork. I will post these instructions just to kind of help you remember, but we did the glue, the bevel, the cork weight, we attached it, we wrapped it, we trimmed it, we did the press roll, super important, sand to fit with the mouthpiece halfway on, and then wax seal. So I will make a PDF file of that for you, and there you go. That's how you do neck corks.